We're joined this morning by Aaron Conklin, our video game guru, so to speak. He's here to share some games with us this month. We've got 3 games on the docket that we're going to talk about. The first one, we kind of want to prompt parents at home, let folks know it is an M-rated game, but it is also one of the biggest game releases, arguably, of the year. We're going to talk about Gears of War 3.
Yeah, that's right. It's actually kind of fun to think that before the Gears of War series came out, nobody ever used cover in shooter games. Really sort of transformed things. So, and this is the 3rd one in the series. Always bigger and better when you get to number 3. Lots of interesting stuff going on here. You actually get to play the game from some perspective of some of the other characters, not just Marcus Phoenix this time. There's actually a nice 4-player co-op mode that they've added. You get some nice new tools to play with, including something called a Silverback. It's like it's like a suit of armor that comes with a rocket launcher. So,
no, who doesn't want one of those?
Exactly, I'd like one too. I'd like one too. So there's a lot of new content here and a lot of different ways to play it. They've really configured a game like this. It could scare off people who aren't familiar with it, but they've actually included some modes that even newbies can actually shoot and survive and have some fun.
I got to ask you now, what's the multiplayer experience like? Because that's always been one of the big selling points of this game has been the multiplayer. Does the multiplayer still exist? How has it changed?
Absolutely. There's definitely things like the horde mode where you can actually just have the waves of enemies are coming, and multiplayer is obviously one of the big selling points here. So they've paid a lot of attention to it.
Okay. Now this comes out relatively soon, correct?
Yeah, it comes out on Tuesday, in fact.
All right, coming up just around the corner, and I'm sure there will be midnight releases just about everywhere, so if you get a chance, you can definitely go and pick that one up. This is going to be on what consoles?
It's Xbox 360 exclusive.
All right, and $59.99, I'm assuming, is the price point on this one.
Yeah,
okay, the next game we're going to talk about, this is actually an app for the iPad, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm not going to attempt to say this name because it's French. Aaron, I'm going to let you handle that.
Sure. It's actually called Contre-Jour.
Okay.
It's our fancy French name for a really artistic and interesting game. People who've played apps before are probably going to recognize some elements from this one. It's got a little bit of Cut the Rope going on, a little bit of Angry Birds, a little bit of World of Goo. Basically, you take that little eyeball-shaped critter there. His name is La Petite, and you try and get him from one side of the screen to the other. But you can't actually move him. You have to move the tentacles, you have to move the ground, you have to do things within the environment to get him from point A to point B and dodge some obstacles. It's pretty fun, pretty complicated, but the art style is really what sells things here. I mean, as you can see there, you have the neon-colored lights that he's picking up there. This is a game that just, it looks fantastic, and it's a lot of fun to play. I should note that it's also available for the iPhone and the iPod Touch, but it plays a lot better on the bigger screen.
Okay. Now, is this something I can get in the Android marketplace, or is this exclusive to iTunes?
No, this is exclusive to iTunes.
Okay. How much is this going to run me if I want to pick it up?
It's at the moment, it's 99 cents for your iPod Touch and iPhone, and I think the high-definition version is $2.99.
Oh, wow. Talk about a steal. Hopefully there's enough hours of gameplay to keep folks intrigued on this one.
Yeah, this is going to be another one of those where there'll be downloadable content that will come later, so there'll be some add-on packs, some of which may even be free.
Okay. And the final game that we're going to talk about today?
This is actually a 2-pack. One of the things Sony has been doing recently is they've been re-releasing remastered high-definition versions of PlayStation 2 classics on the PS3. They did it with the God of War, and they've also done it with Ico and Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay.
2 pretty amazing games from the PlayStation 2. These are a couple of games that sort of fuel the notion that games can really be art. Ico tells the story of a boy who ends up waking up in a castle, and he has to end up saving a princess. And then Shadow of the Colossus, you actually have to take down these gigantic, beautiful beasts. They're amazing games. If you didn't play them on the PS2, it's a great chance to do it now.
Okay. All right, Aaron, we appreciate you for stopping by. That's all the time that we have for this month. We do appreciate it. There are 3 games that will hopefully tide you over until next month.